In A Midsummer Night's Dream, Helena stands as one of Shakespeare's most psychologically rich and emotionally compelling characters. Through her unrequited love, her oscillation between jealousy and devotion, and her dogged pursuit of Demetrius, she drives the plot forward. She offers a human anchor within a play dominated by magic, comedy, and transformation. Helena's character is not merely a lovesick young woman. She embodies themes of desire, self-worth, loyalty, and the irrationality of love, all of which deepen the play's exploration of the boundary between illusion and reality. Role in the narrative. Helena's actions provide the narrative spark that sends the lovers into the forest. Hurt and frustrated by Demetrius's devotion to Hermia, Helena decides to reveal Hermia and Lysander's plans to elope to gain Demetrius's gratitude. Though well-intentioned in her own mind, her choice is misguided and ultimately creates the central conflict of the lovers' subplot. Without Helena's disclosure, Demetrius would not pursue Hermia, Oberon would not decide to intervene magically, and the chain of enchantments that drive Act 2 onward would not unfold. Thus, Helena's emotional desperation becomes the crucial narrative hinge on which much of the play turns. Helena's presence brings emotional variation and complexity to the quartet of young Athenians. Compared to the stability and mutual affection between Lysander and Hermia, or the arrogant certainty of Demetrius, Helena's vulnerability and self-deprecation highlight how painfully love can distort one's sense of self. Her speeches, most notably the one comparing herself to a spaniel, offer a raw contrast to the otherwise light-hearted tone of the lovers' exchanges. This variation prevents the lovers' storyline from becoming too symmetrical or idealized, making Helena a vital character for emotional depth. Helena's narrative importance intensifies when Puck mistakenly enchants Lysander instead of Demetrius. The resulting love triangle, then love quadrilateral, positions Helena at the center of the comedic chaos. For Helena, however, the situation is no comedy. She believes a malicious conspiracy is mocking her. Her anguish here is genuine and humanizing. Symbolic significance. Helena's most famous thematic role is as the embodiment of love's irrationality. Her situation demonstrates how love can undermine logic, dignity, and even self-respect. She recognizes that Demetrius treats her poorly, yet her affection persists. Her paradoxical statement, "I am your spaniel," encapsulates this theme. She willingly endures humiliation because she cannot disentangle her emotions from her identity. She symbolizes not only the pain of unrequited love but also the inexplicable pull of love, one of the play's core motifs. Helena also symbolizes contrast through mirroring. Though Helena and Hermia are equally noble in status and similarly passionate in emotion, Shakespeare presents them as foils. Helena is tall, blonde, and self-critical. Hermia is short, dark-haired, and confident. Their physical contrast symbolizes the arbitrary nature of beauty standards and the way comparative perception shapes relationships. Their emotional contrast is equally symbolic. Hermia remains constant in her affections, whereas Helena is consumed by longing and insecurity. Through these differences, Shakespeare explores how love destabilizes one person while empowering another, and how vulnerability itself becomes a kind of symbolic beauty within the play. Helena often functions as the play's self-analytical voice. More than Hermia, Lysander, or Demetrius, she articulates the absurdity of their situation. She notices patterns, questions motives, and critiques the inconsistency of human desire. When she accuses the two enchanted men of mocking her, she exposes the fragile boundary between affection and ridicule. In this way, Helena symbolizes human consciousness within the play's magical chaos. Someone trying to make sense of a world where logic fails. Broader implications. Helena's pursuit of Demetrius challenges Elizabethan expectations of passive female behavior. While Hermia asserts agency by resisting her father, Helena claims it by actively seeking the man she loves. She follows Demetrius into the forest, refuses to hide her feelings, and confronts him directly. Although her actions may appear desperate, they also demonstrate courage and self-knowledge. Helena and Hermia's friendship is one of the play's most poignant human relationships. Their bond, rooted in childhood memories, complicates the romantic plot and highlights the tensions between loyalty and love. When Helena believes Hermia has joined the mockery, the emotional break between them shows how love can corrode even the strongest bonds. On a broader level, their conflict symbolizes the painful transitions of adolescence. the shift from childhood companionship to adult romantic competition, the struggle to define identity, and the fear of losing one's closest friend. Shakespeare uses Helena to dramatize these universal transitions. Helena stands out as one of the more psychologically realistic characters in a play filled with magic. Her insecurities, feeling inferior to Hermia, fearing rejection, and overthinking every interaction, mirror real human experiences. While Puck's enchantments create artificial chaos, Helena's emotional turmoil is authentic. She experiences legitimate hurt, jealousy, and confusion. This realism gives the play its emotional weight. Without Helena, the lover's enchantments might seem like pure farce. With her, the audience is reminded that even in a magical world, human emotions remain complex and deeply felt. By the end of the play, Demetrius's enchantment resolves Helena's suffering. Although some modern readers question the ethics of a magically induced romance, Shakespeare frames the final union as a restoration of balance. Helena's happiness represents a broader thematic conclusion. Harmony can emerge from chaos, and the irrational can be set right, even if by supernatural means. Her union with Demetrius symbolically reaffirms one of the play's central messages. Love is unpredictable but ultimately restorative. Conclusion. Helena is far more than a secondary character in A Midsummer Night's Dream. She is the emotional engine of the lover's plot, a symbolic representation of love's irrational force, and a psychologically nuanced figure whose insecurities and desires resonate deeply with audiences. Through Helena, Shakespeare enriches the play's exploration of affection, loyalty, femininity, and the unstable boundary between the real and the magical. Her struggles add humanity to a fantastical world, and her eventual happiness provides a satisfying resolution to the delicate emotional threads she helps weave.